Well, y'all asked for it. I actually topped locals with it. I made a few changes with it since then, but it works. Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Scott, otherwise known as Set of Summon Fanatic, back at you with a slight variation on a deck we showcased on the channel before. Black-based Omnimon. So, it's a theory that I saw someone in Japan try, and I felt like maybe it was something worth trying over here. There's some things that are slightly better with this version. I personally think the red version is a little bit more consistent, but there's some very nice tricks that you can pull off with this version. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing that we have to mention, starting off with the Digi-Eggs or the Digitama, we are running 4 copies of the Black Koromon from started at 15. You can run the BT11 one if you like. Personally, this one's the best one. You value the DP boost a little more than the card draw that you're probably never going to get off. This triggers on raid, so this will help you with your BT14 War Greymon. Also triggers when you block, so it'll help with the raiding and blocking on Omnimon Ace as well. So that's it. We only run the 4 eggs, all black. Into our rookies, we run the 4 copies of Agumon from BT17. Unfortunately, we don't and can't run the Gabumon because we're not running Sunamon. So this is our only end of turn DNA inheritable, which is fine because generally for this, you kind of want to... You kind of want to threaten the blast on your opponent's turn anyways, make them deal with 2 bodies. But sometimes you need to just DNA into the Ultra S or the Ace and just deal with a whole board and not have to worry about your body being blown up by other effects and whatnot. Note, we're able to Digivolve this on top of this because it Digivolves from any Koromon, regardless of color, for 0. That's why this base works. Next up, 4 copies of the BT12 Agumon, running the new art for it that came up in EX7, excuse me. This artwork is very, very nice. It kind of works in tandem with this one. This one's looking up, this one's looking down. Is the BT12 Agumon. What more can be said? Helps boost your Greymons and Omnimons by 1,000 during both players' turns. It's your best inheritable by far. Our only Gabumon that we are running in the deck is 4 copies of the EX4 Gabumon. Arguably, you should be playing this in the red build over the BT1 Gabumon that I was showcasing. My only reason for not running this one is Secret Rare Greymon can't Digivolve on top of it because it's black. And it Digivolves from every color except black, purple, and white. And we're also running 2 of the EX4 Black Agumon as well. Literally, it's the same the same on-play effect, but reversed. This searches for Greymon, then Garurumon or Omnimon, Garurumon, and then Greymon or Omnimon afterwards. Or Agumon, Greymon, or Omnimon. This inheritable is probably never going to come up, because you're not ping-ponging like you do in the Ultra S version. By the way, if you guys want to see an update for Ultra S, let me know in the comments below. I do have something that I can put together that I think could work. It's just this deck is just faster. You can't really beat just going straight from your 3s or your 4 into your 6s. So that's it. We've got 14 rookies. Into the champions, we're only running 4 copies of the Secret Rare Greymon from BT17 this time. Literally the only reason we cut one for this version is you have 4 rookies that it can't digivolve on top of. Because it can digivolve from Agumon in name. This is a Gabumon. It's not an Agumon. So it doesn't work with it. So yeah, 10 of your 14 rookies you can still digivolve on top of it. But it's also one of those, if you need to, the 17 Agumon can always get it back. So yeah, this is still a really good card. And I would run 4 of it in this deck if I could, but unfortunately the Ultra S stuff is not dual colored. I guess we'll find out when the new starter decks come out if we're going to get some dual colored stuff. And for the War Greymons, same thing. You run 4 of this, 2 of this, and the Melgarurumons, 4 of this, 2 of this. We finally all altered it out. Yeah, that's, for those who don't remember, hard play this, warp Gabu into Garuru, hard play this, warp Agu into Wargrey. And it doesn't have to be these ones too. These ones warp on their own and can each have situations that can help stall games out. Like this is your answer to Tyrant Kabuterimon, because this says, oh yeah, here's your 3 cards, you can't suspend now. So this can help save games. This can help win games a little bit faster. Into the Omnis. We are still running the 4 copies, sorry, got stuck together there, of Omnimon Ace. You run no less than 4. If you're running less than 4, you're doing this deck wrong. Because this is your main level 6, or level 7, excuse me, that you want to go into. This boy just says, yeah, let me just blast DNA a Wargrey and a Metal Garuru, or just end turn DNA, Greymon and Garuru level 6. Let me just target your 1 body, wipe all on your board, bottom deck, that's the same level as it. Oh, and then after that, if I didn't, even if I bottom decked or if I didn't, pop a body. And then it's got Raid and Blocker. So, yeah, we are also running a couple of 1-ofs. Unfortunately, had to cut the Ultra S down by 1 to make room for a new tech that really, in theory, should work really well in this deck and can potentially be a real pain for your opponent. But yeah, you can try bumping this up if you like. I'll let you know my alternative strategy if you don't want to use this, the strategy that I'm going to mention in a few moments. 1, Omnimon Merciful Mode, just because some decks really rely on the trash. And you could run Paladin here, Paladin Ace if you like. But this is an Omnimon, which makes it searchable off of the Agus and the Gabus. And also recurable out of the trash. Paladin winds up in your security. That ain't coming back from the trash with Agu. You need Merciful Mode. He's an Omnimon. And then, of course, the 1 Ultra B, because this thing literally ends games. So, into the Tamers, 4 copies of Ty and Matt. Yes, it bugs me they are on the wrong side. That's Matt. This is Ty, for those who don't know. It bugs me that they're over their opposite colors, but it works with the picture, so 2 copies of the Tai Kamiya from Starter Deck 15, because you need a memory setter in this one a lot more than you do in Ultra S. Ultra S, you can ping pong off of 1 memory and it works great. This deck, you do need a memory setter, and since you've got Raid on your War Greymon and Raid on the Omnimon, not to mention Blocker, this thing works really, really nice, and it helps set your memory. It also gives you a black source just in case you don't have one out, which is probably going to be quite often. Still the 3 copies of the Tai and Kari. This tamer is really cool. You can probably cut this down by 1, maybe run a third of the memory setter, but this thing being able to just help fix your hand is just so useful. All right, now we're running 3 copies of Miraculous Mega Knight. I know that's a bump down from how it is in the red base version, but it's also a little harder to pull off here than the red base version. Because in the red base version, we were running the 4 tie and mats, and we were also running the 1 mat and tie from EX4, which is a dual colored tamer. You can run the tie and mat from BT5 if you want. I personally don't think it's necessary having the additional checks on Omni, especially because it's just like, yeah, you can get 2 extra memory if your opponent has a 6 out, but it's also a white tamer, and the white doesn't really help with any of your options that you're going for. It doesn't really do too much. This you can make an argument for because it fixes your hand. After bottom decking itself, it draws you a card and can get you an extra memory on a turn that you hatch. But yeah, the 3 Miraculous Mega Knight, you're probably not going to go through all 4, and your only way to achieve the red and the blue in here is this dual tamer, so I cut it by 1 for this. Just like I cut the Ultra S by 1. The reason why is we are running 2 copies of this. This card is called Laplace's Demon, and until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gains start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks. So basically how this works, for those who aren't familiar, is you have an Omni Ace in hand, and a War Gray, and or a Metal Garurumon on board with the other appropriate piece in your hand. For the black source, you either ping pong off of the Agus and do that, play the black Agu or the Gabu, do that first, or you have the black tie out, so that way you have the source to play this. You get to a point where you end your turn, and you're sitting on a War Greymon and a Metal Garurumon. And this is important for this version, because you've only got the one end of turn DNA inheritable. You don't have the other Gabumon in here because we don't have Sunamons for eggs, or an egg that the Gabumon can digivolve off of. So you're generally going to be playing with the black-based version a bit more defensively and slightly less aggressive. Hence the DP boost on the Koromon instead of the card draw, because the DP boost is going to be a lot more useful, because the 16 or 17k blocker, or even 18, is a lot better than stuff. And this can really help you against your armor matchup as well, because you basically force the Magna X or the Rapid X to swing, and you can essentially just end their turn by getting rid of their whole board. If they have a Magna X and a Rapid X out, you play this, you force them to go in there. Oh, Omni, Blast DNA, Omni, oh, bottom deck that stuff. And then pop that. You can't purge from bottom decking. So yeah, Laplace's Demon is one of the main key factors of the black deck. When I won with this deck at Locals, I'll be honest, I wasn't running this. If you don't want to run this, just because it just doesn't seem to be all that consistent for you, my recommendations would be that you go back to running the second Ultra S, and maybe try out a third of this Agumon, because it's still a very nice on play, even though the memory gain from digivolving ping ponging of the Digimon is probably never going to come up. Those would be my recommendations. Anyways, guys, that's the black Omnimon Ace deck profile. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications, and let us know what other videos you guys would like to see from us in the comment section down below. And we'll catch you guys later. Digital Gate closed.